We've talked about the process behind discounting a note, where there is a note that is held by one person. And of course, it has a beginning, a starting date, where there's a face value or principal, of an original note. And if that note were held to maturity, there would be a maturity value. And of course, there is a term, whether that's 90 days, 120 days, whatever is specified in the note, that note is supposed to be held for. And if held for that complete term, that face value is going to add interest and produce that maturity value. At some point during this process, the holder of this original note needs money. They can go to the person that owes them this money and ask them to pay early, but they don't have to. And there's no way to force them to pay early. So the holder of the note can go to a bank and discount the note to a bank. Now this is creating a whole separate note based on the first one, but still separate from it. So what's being created here now is a simple discount note. This original note, if you recall, would be a simple interest note, because we're starting with that face value and adding interest to it to get a maturity value. This simple discount note now uses a face value. Remember, the face value is the ending value, which will be the same as the maturity value of that original note. The period is the length of time from that discount to what would have been the end of the original note. And of course, there's a separate rate given. So let's take a look at some examples of this and the steps in calculating the result. The two big things that are important here, one is the proceeds. That's the amount of money that's going to go back to that original note holder at this point where it's discounted. And of course, the amount of that discount helps us determine those proceeds. So the example we're going to look at here, let's say Pat extends credit of $6,300 on a 10.3% simple interest note for 90 days to Sam. On day 57, Pat, for some reason, Pat needs money, so Pat chooses to discount that note to a bank at 12%. So that 12% is the bank's discount rate. We want to find Pat's proceeds. So it's how much does Pat actually get from this note? So our first step deals with the original note and to basically find the details of the original note. Most notably, the most important piece is we define the maturity value. Because remember, it's the maturity value of that original note that's going to become the face value of the discount note in the discount process. So we're going to find interest there. That's going to be the original principal, $6,300, times the rate on the original note, 10.3% is 0.103, and the time on the original note, oops, I didn't write it in. I said it, but I didn't write it in. It was for 90 days. So times 90 over 360. To calculate interest, giving us, I got actually zero in there. Should be $162.23 that comes out to. We'll do it again. There we go, $162.23. So that interest then is going to add on to the principal to give us the maturity value. So we have principal of $6,300 plus our interest of $162.23 is going to go $6,462.23. That is the maturity value of the original note. It becomes the face value of a simple discount note. So to define that simple discount note, step 2 is to define the simple discount note. So our face value on that simple discount note is that original maturity value. So $6,462.23. Our rate was given in the problem. The bank's discount rate is 12%. The time is the trickier period. It's called the discount period. This requires some calculation. The original term of that note of the simple interest note was 90 days. The days gone by were 57 days because it was day 57 that it was discounted to the bank. So what matters is the days left. 90 minus 57 is 33 days. There are 33 days left in the original note, so that means the discount note is going to be for 33 days. It's just to get from the day it's discounted to the end of the term of the original note. So now that we've defined that original note, step 3 is we're going to find the proceeds. That's how much money that Pat is actually going to get from the bank for this note. So we're going to find that discount. Remember, it's interest, or discount equals PRT, our principal. That face value, $6,462.23. Rate, the bank's discount rate is 12%, so 0.12. And our time is 33 over 360. So 6462.23 times 0.12 times 33 divided by 360. $71.08. That's the bank's discount. So now to finish off those proceeds, we take that maturity value, the face value of this discount note, $6,462.23, and we subtract that discount, $71.08. to get $6,391.15. That is Pat's proceeds. Let's do one more example just to demonstrate this process again. We'll go through this one a little more quickly. And what we're going to use here are going to be dates rather than just. So we have this example. On August 13th, Stacy issues $4,100 simple interest note at 7.6% for 120 days. So that's the original note. That's our step one. We're going to go ahead and calculate out the maturity value of that. Our interest is going to be the original principal times the original rate, 7.6% is 0.076, times our time of 120 days over 360. Giving us $103.87 in interest. So the maturity value, the original principal, $4,100 plus that interest of $103.87 to give us a maturity value, $4,203.87. Now again, that's the maturity value of that the simple interest note, the original note, but it also is going to become the face value of our simple discount note. So we have a face value, $4,203.87. Our rate of 8.9%, simple discount note again. We need to define our discount period. So what we need to do with that is we need to look at the number of days that have gone by. This note was created on August 13th. So I'm going to go to my day table and find August 13th. That looks like day 225 is the 13th of August. Then we need to define December 8th. Find that on the day table. September 8th looks like day 251. So we'll subtract those, 251 minus 225. Is 26 days. That is the number of days gone by in the original note. We need the days left. Or days remaining, if you want to use that word. So we take the original term of 120 days, we're going to subtract the 26 days that have already gone by to get a 94-day discount period. So now step 3, we can actually calculate the discount and the proceeds. So the amount of the discount, we're going to use the face value of $4,203.87 times that discount rate, 8.9% is 0.089, times our 94 days over 360. $97.69 is that discount. So now with that discount, now we'll calculate the proceeds by taking the face value of that simple discount note and subtracting the $97.69. So, in this case, Stacy's proceeds is $4,106.18. Now, something that I should bring up here. Now, remember, this all came off of that original note. And that original note was a simple interest note that was created. Stacy was the owner, was owed that money by Kim, and it had a term. And we added that interest in to get that maturity value. What created this discounting process was Stacy needed the money early, or for some reason, Stacy didn't want to hold the note, so she sold the rights to that note to the bank. She discounted it to the bank. So there was a point where she turned it over to the bank. And of course, that remaining period, that discount note went from that point to what the original maturity date would have been. Stacy is the owner of the original note. It was Kim that owed the money to Stacy. And now the bank has taken over the rights to collect that money from Kim. However, if Kim does not pay, the bank does not have a contract with Kim. The bank's only contract is with Stacy. So if this original note does not get paid on time, the bank can go back to Stacy and collect from Stacy. That's who the bank has the contract with. So at that point, of course, Stacy would have to go after Kim to get the money that's owed on their contract. This is what's referred to as a contingent liability. We're not going to talk about the details of what a contingent liability is, but in this case, it's important to throw that word out there that, even though Kim is bound by contract to pay that money back to Stacy, the bank's contract is with Stacy. So if Kim doesn't pay, the only person that can legally collect from Kim is Stacy. The bank has to collect from Stacy, then Stacy collects it from Kim. So anyway, that is the math behind discounting a note to a bank and the reasons for it.